Hi, I'm Peter Legge, and I live in Vancouver, Canada. I wasn't born here. I was born in London, England. And shortly after World War II, as an only child, my mother and father decided that their future was not to be in England. They needed to go somewhere else. And so my father, before he met my mother, was in the Merchant Marines, and he sailed on a ship called Vancouver City, 9,000 tons of the Smith Line out of London. And he circumnavigated the globe a few times, and he came to Vancouver half a dozen times. And it was a very small city then, but he fell in love with the city and the country and the people. And so my mother said to him, well, where do you think we should go? And he said, well, the first ship I sailed on was called Vancouver City. I went to that place at least a half a dozen times. Let's go to Vancouver, Canada. Now, in those days, it was very easy to get into this country, very easy. And so we got off the ship in Halifax and took the train across to New Westminster, and have basically lived in the Lower Mainland in Greater Vancouver for many, many years. What do I do as a living? I'm not only a professional speaker, have been doing that for about 45 years, but I also am involved with a company called Canada-Wide Media, and we publish about 20 or 30 magazines, primarily in Canada, on all kinds of different things. Lots of hospitals, lots of associations, and some of our own magazines. And so there's a group of speakers who have come together to acknowledge the caregivers, not only in this country, but in the United States. And so we call the caregivers are also hope givers. Caregivers are also hope givers. People are coming to doctors and nurses and clinics and laboratories. They want some sorting out their condition, and they want to be dealt with love and kindness and compassion and some solutions that they can get their head around, that is going to be a better day for them tomorrow, next week, next year, forever. My hospital of choice happens to be the Royal Columbian Hospital because I live close to that. And every time I've ever gone in for any kind of procedure, certainly in the last couple of weeks, but certainly over the years, our 3 children were born there, and I found the service and the attention to detail for what these nurses and doctors did for us then absolutely fantastic. And there's no measure right now except this one measure. We're going through this pandemic that is not nice, but we will get through it. We will beat this, but we won't do it unless we have the doctors and nurses and those people who work in hospitals, who give their talent, their time, their patience, their energy, and their compassion to what the patient is needing. I think the patient needs love and care and professionalism and kindness. Love, prefer, consideration in the relationship they have with who's ever dealing with them. In BC, we have that in every facility we've got, and I am so proud of those people that give of their time and their talent and their energy and their incredible training that they have had for many, many years to do what they do to help the yous and the me's and the thousands of people that will come in this week and this month and this year to get better. You want to be the change you want to see. You want to see and be the change you want to be. Observe what these people do. Observe how careful they do it, their kindness and their willingness to go beyond what's normal so that the population that come into them for major needs, not so major needs, they just want caring and their attention, and that's what we give. So be the change you want to see with the doctors and nurses, and you be their encourager, and you make sure you say thank you to them and their kindness. Now, I've written a book called Under the Influence. It just came out a couple of weeks ago, and it's called Under the Influence, and we're under the influence of these hospitals and doctors and nurses. It's not about doctors and nurses, it's stories about how you and I can be better. So here's what I'd like to do. The first 100 of you that would like to send me your name and your address, I will send you this book absolutely free, no charge. We will pay the shipping, and you will not be asked for 1 penny at all. My gift to you to say thank you for what you do for both Canadians and Americans. God bless. Be safe.